Welcome to the shooting show. This week we're back in the UK, down in the south of England, hunting roebuck with Steve Rowe. Plus we introduce an interesting new gralloch from the boys at Napier. The roebuck season is upon us, and we're stalking down south with Napier's Steve Rowe.
We're on a marvellous bit of countryside in Berkshire, and we've got a lot of different animals here. We've got fallow, roe and muntjac. I stalk this on a regular basis, you know, a couple of times a week with a syndicate of 4 people, and we look after land in that respect. It's mixed woodland, some rolling hillsides and some fairly large fields, so we've got margins to work on, and some fairly dense wood as well. We obviously have a cull plan between us, of course, so we look at managing particularly muntjac, which are very prolific in this area, but we've got a healthy population of roe deer to look after as well.
Go back up where that munty down was. He's obviously still in it.
Yeah.
Try and bump her and then get to the bottom and look into the field, see if we can see something before we walk it around. Okay.
My name's Les Metcalfe. I'm 47, come from West Yorkshire. I've shot since I was 14, stalked for the last 20 down here in Berkshire, originally when I was in the army. It's a long way to come, but it's worth it. The rifle this morning's Blaser 93 and a Swarovski 40-12-50 on top. You can stalk here in the morning and be shooting an 18-pound muntjac or a 100-pound fallow deer that ranges up to 200 yards.
Today the quarry is a cull roebuck and the stalkers are fully equipped. Steve has brought a treasure trove of stalking accessories from the Napier stockroom. More on those later. It's a spy and stalk mission on the undulating home counties terrain. Normally the springbucks will be coming out of velvet and making regular appearances by now, but with the cold weather staying unseasonably late this year, the boys will have to be very selective. Les and Steve happen on a cullbuck out in the open, but it's on its way as soon as they spy it. They discuss a possible alternative approach, but there's just too much ground to cover and too many variables. This one they'll have to let pass by. With no joy in the first location, the team retreats to the vehicle and hopes for better luck in a neighbouring area.
We won't need to go far and just plot up what's going to come to us, I think.
Just as they hoped, the change of location gives promising results right from the off. An initial spy reveals a suitable cullbuck browsing at the other side of the field. The only problem now is how to stalk into the beast.
It might be worth it. What do you think?
Well, I don't think you're going to get it from here, Les.
No, not from. Not even attempt it across here.
Back down the wood. Well, it don't take us a second to turn around
and
slide down the wood, does it?
Go see if we can
get out and walk through.
Yeah, give it a go.
A careful stalk through the adjacent woodland is the obvious solution. This terrain is flat and relatively forgiving, but they're guaranteed to lose sight of the buck and there's no telling where it will be when they emerge. Time for the pair to put their well-honed fieldcraft to good use. Stalking in closer, Steve and Les are getting everything right so far. The buck has stayed put, but stopping to glass at a suitable point reveals there's one more surprise in store.
Just on one side, there's a doe. There's a doe in the wood with him. Yeah. I should get it then.
The clock is ticking. The buck is heading steadily towards the doe in the wood, and if it crosses into the trees, the opportunity for a shot will be gone. The pair carefully stalking closer. With the buck just a few yards from the woodland edge, Steve tells Les that now is the time to take the shot. The buck takes the bullet in the vitals and runs forward on adrenaline to drop in the undergrowth, just inside the forest boundary. Rifle at the ready, the pair close in to find the buck has expired as planned. It's the last week of April, but this buck is still in velvet. It's a shame to have to cull a buck before its antlers are clean, but after careful consideration, this beast was deemed a suitable candidate to cull. Rowe can be a serious threat to young trees in this area, and their numbers have to be carefully managed. Having confirmed death, Les is ready to drag the carcass into the open and perform the gralloch, and that's where the latest bit of Napier kit comes in. Steve brings in the vehicle, and with it the new Napier auto click, designed to turn most vehicles into a suspended gralloch station.
Click.
We've got a full feature on the auto click coming later in the show, so we won't spoil the surprise now. But aided by gravity and deftly following the proper process, Les has an effective and hygienic gralloch completed in no time at all. The boys can head for home with the shooting show's first buck of 2013 in the bag. You can bet there'll be plenty more to come. An opportune buck in the bag there, and to see more on the Napier auto click, stay tuned. But first, the shooting show news.
This is the shooting show news. Richard Folds has won the World English Sporting Championships in Texas. Shooting in 98 followed by 95, Folds led going into the six-man shoot-off, where he held off a strong challenge from American Bobby Fowler. It's the first big result he has secured since his move to shooting a Guarini gun. Elsewhere in the results it was USA domination, with the host country sweeping the board in the team events. Full report in the next issue of Clay Shooting. The Sauer 101 rifle has been unveiled to the public, promising premium performance at a mid-range price. In a press launch event at the headquarters of distributor Garland's in Staffordshire, the shooting show got to witness the new bolt action, which features an intelligent DuraSafe safety, extra wide trigger and right or left-handed shootability. The synthetic Classic XT model will be available for £1,395, or for £200 more you can get the walnut-stocked Sauer 101 Classic. Red deer are the species most favoured by the public, a survey by Scottish National Heritage has revealed. While other species such as muntjac can be seen as pests, SNH said the public leaned towards favouring the Highland red deer. The survey also revealed a mixed response to deer stalking, but widespread support for venison production. Full story in the July issue of Sporting Rifle, out next week. The London 2012 Olympic shooting venue has won a design award. The three temporary structures won the AIA UK Excellence in Design Award at a ceremony in London last month. Previously, the buildings had received criticism from some shooters, but this award led to a more positive reception online. One shooter lamented, "It's a pity it's already been demolished." Basque has won another victory in the fight to safeguard private gun storage. The Sovereign Housing Association had planned to prohibit its tenants from storing firearms on their properties, but Basque objected to the proposals. After working with the SHA to form a fairer and better policy, Basque announced that the plans had now been revised. And finally, demand for the badger cull to begin is reaching new heights. DEFRA data reveals that 3,215 cattle were slaughtered in January because of bovine TB, an increase of 25% on the same month last year. And Wales, which is implementing a badger vaccination programme at £662 a jab, is suffering a much higher bovine TB incidence rate than before. More in the next issue of Sporting Rifle. That was the Shooting Show news.
I'm Steve from Napier, and We've just invented a new product called the Auto Click, and simply it's a device to enable you to gralloch a deer very simply from the tailgate suspended, which means it's never going to touch the ground. Originally it was born from pain, as a lot of these things are. I happened to be gralloching a roebuck on S-hooks in a tree. Branch broke part way through, animal came down, nearly took my finger off with it, and I thought at the time it would be so much easier if I had some other way of doing it. The purpose of today's demonstration is to show you how simple it is to put it in and out of virtually any vehicle where the tailgate lifts upwards, which in this case is a Land Rover, but it works well in most other vehicles. That could be Subarus, Hyundais, Volkswagens, Dodge, Chrysler. It doesn't matter whatever it is, as long as the lid goes up, it will almost certainly fit. The Auto Click is a quite remarkable device in the fact that it uses the car's own lock as the main anchor point. And as you can see, it's all contained in its own bag so it can be stowed. And the whole kit weighs just 700 grams. Not that it's an issue because you're not going to be walking with it, it stays in the vehicle. Simply, what it's doing is preventing the car door from closing. So when you first get one of these, you put it into your vehicle and decide the length that you require for your own vehicle. You see there's several different locating holes. You pick the nearest one to suit the vehicle. So the base unit fits simply over the vehicle's locking bar. The top part is brought up and push it up till it clicks in place, and then find the nearest appropriate hole without exerting pressure upwards, which means that when the animal goes on it, it automatically locates and this pivot plate adjusts downwards and takes its correct angle. You can put 165 kilos on there without any problem at all. I've had seeker, fallow, lots of muntjac and roe deer. We've had a Chinese water deer on it on one occasion that Les shot, but that's really not much different to a roe deer in size. The only animal that I think probably would be impractical for this sort of device would be a red deer, and in reality you're very unlikely to drive a vehicle like this to anywhere where you've dropped a red deer. But for the type of stalking most people in the UK do, and certainly across Europe, especially wild boar, etc., it's a perfect angle, a perfect shape, because obviously the animal's hanging away from the vehicle. You've also got a perfect position to lay all your knives and your butt outs and your kit and your torch and your water bottle and everything else without dropping it on the floor. And if dropped properly, the animal hits the deck when you shot it, and it shouldn't really touch the ground again until it goes into the game dealer, because once it's suspended it can go from the Auto Click straight into the blood box. There's no situations where the carcass can be contaminated with soil. What you get in your Auto Click is a bag that contains everything that you need to do the job. We get an aqua sack, which is a 2 litre bag that you fill with water. It's got a shower head on it, so once that's screwed up and hung in position on the back of the car, it's very easy to wash your hands after the event. These are available separately as well, but one comes with each kit. It comes with a compact gambrel. This is important because it keeps the animal nice and high in the vehicle, obviously because we want to use the maximum space we can get, and the Auto Click itself. As you can see, it takes literally 3 seconds to put it in, and to get it out is just as quick as well. Obviously remove the gambrel, make sure you remove the deer, make sure everything's out of the way, and then normally of course you put your fingers over and press the release button. But if your vehicle's release latch is too high, it's very simple. You just take out the pin, close the trunk down until you've got it to the state where you can reach it, and it's as simple as that. It just comes straight out and you put it away. To summarise, what you get for your money is your Apex Auto Click. It comes in a bag with a gambrel, with the aqua sack, with a 12-month warranty, and it is made in England. And in the UK, this is a recommended retail price of $69.99. So not a lot of money for a piece of kit that can stay in the car and be ready to do a good job for you for years and years.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. We're out every Monday, 7:30 PM UK time. This is The Shooting Show.